I've lived in 7 different places in the last 6 years, and it's fucking miserable. It all started in Egham, home of the Magna Carta, Runnymede Chicken and Ribs, and 18-year-old me. Then we bumbled up the M40 to Birmingham, 3 houses, 3 meltdowns. Big wheels, you won't turn it. Finish uni, back to Egham, briefly. Straight up north, to Chester to live and work. 1 flat, 2 flat, red flat, blue was generally how I described my mental health. And to round it off, back down to London to complete the wild ride. Boxes. Moving, in short, is bad. It's stressful, it's tiring, and to be honest, consistently moving year on year has meant that I've sometimes really disliked some of the places I've lived and even sometimes hated them. Even when I've lived in places I've loved, with people I've loved to live with, you know you have to leave, and the problem with that is you end up disliking anywhere you go to next, and you end up not really getting an opportunity to settle wherever you go. The problem for me is it doesn't let me ground myself anywhere. There's never any true picture of where home is. When you're moving so frequently, you never get that opportunity to just call that one place home, because after 6 years, it becomes habitual. And to be honest, you start thinking that maybe the grass is always greener somewhere new. You lose the ability to root your life somewhere, and all that creates is chaos. And the thing with chaos is it creates stress, and I don't deal with stress all that well. And it leaves me really needing a sense of home. Somewhere where you have comfort and can just reset. You know how it feels, everyone knows it. It's like a warm hug or a cliche said just at the right moment. Temporary spaces just don't provide that same comfort. They don't provide it properly. It just doesn't quite have that spark. It may provide some sort of comfort, but it doesn't hold itself in the same way. Or at least that's been my experience. But I know it's not just me, and the neuroscience really suggests that too. To explain it, meet Bill. Bill doesn't exist, but he does have a brain. When Bill gets home after a long, hard day being a cartoon, he feels more relaxed, relieved, and generally a bit happier. There's a few reasons for that. Firstly, Bill's big old brain recognises that his home is related to safety. You see, normally our brains get used to situations and scenarios very quickly and forgets about them. But when something relates to our biological needs, that habituation doesn't set in. That's because the home is where safety is. It's where your bed is, your toilet, your nutrition. It's where we're most equipped to survive. That's a fact across nature. Home equals safety. So it affects Bill and us just the same. But that's enough of Bill. I think what's more important for how I've been feeling moving all over the place is the fact that there are just so many options, which makes me crave the better house, the better garden, the better location. There's no way to settle properly because we're so willing to risk losing the benefit of the original home for the chance at a better, more desirable place. Finally though, we need to look back at our memories and our amygdalas. The way our memories work is to associate the feelings we had with the locations the memory occurred. Perhaps I simply felt unsettled in some places because more widely in my life I was unsettled. The wider circumstances could be everything here, and they're exacerbating the other benefits of the settled home. I guess the question I wanted to ask is, does being settled in a home make you feel better and generally make you happier? And for me, it's no question, and my brain tells me that as often as possible. But more importantly, I think, and from my experiences and what I've sort of seen over these last 6 years of moving around so often, is while your home, even temporary, but especially when you're settled, can provide that immense comfort, it also tracks with how you feel in yourself and how you feel in your life. There's almost a mutualistic sense to being comfortable with yourself and with what you're doing in life, and also having a settled place, a settled home, a settled country even, to basically exacerbate the positive benefits you can get and really help improve your happiness, your mental health, and everything else around that. But I want to hear your views. So leave a comment while I leave you with this. If you're comfortable in your space, your home, whatever place that may be, you give yourself more opportunity to delve into the uncomfortable and more interesting sides of life further afield. Just like I did, right here.